everyone, welcome back. We have a long video today, and I'm kind of behind, so this video will be coming kind of behind, okay? It is past the 4th of July, it's July 6th right now, and we have a video today. You can see that my shelves are very empty because we are doing our wrap-up, okay? I don't want to do wrap-ups every month because I don't read a lot every month. I sometimes read 3 or 4 books a month, and I feel like if I'm talking about 3 or 4 books, make a video about that, that's a long time. So I'm testing this out. We're doing everything we read, and most people do a mid-year tag and they pick the books but that they answer their questions with. I'm just gonna give you a wrap-up of the first half of the year. If this is too long, I will probably cut it into quarters, the year into quarters, so then next year I can cut it into quarters to talk about my quarterly reads. I could probably do that, but today we're just doing what I read this first half of the year. Just so you guys know, when I say the first half, officially halfway through the year is July 2nd, so I count July 1st and July 2nd. I don't just do months, I do literally halfway through the year. So anything I read from July July 2nd and then towards the beginning to January, that's it, okay? Everything past July 2nd does not count, because I did read a book in July that I'm counting in this, that I finished I think on July 2nd, maybe July 1st, we'll see. So July 2nd is halfway through the year officially, so that is when I can read the books and then put them in this video. Also, I have my computer with me, my handy dandy computer. You guys have seen it in my ChatGPT video. This is to help me figure out what I read. So yes, we have a lot of books with me so far. I think my reading goal for this entire year has been 40 books. I think I've read 21 in total. Nobody is rushed, okay? Do not worry about how many books you read in half a year or a year. Everybody reads different paces. They all have different schedules, so everything's different with people. So you could be a slow reader and read 1 book a year. That's fine, okay? But 40 books a year for me, okay? I've read 21, well, not 21. I think I read 20 for this first half of the year. The second half, I've read 1 book. But we have a lot of books here, like I said, and some of them are school related that I had to read, or some of them are just out of the blue, why don't I just read it, okay? So the first book we read this year was actually, oh, just in case you guys don't know, the whole point of this video, this wrap up, is me saying how I read a book, my rating for the book that I read, and sometimes I'll say I recommend it, literally how I read the book, what the book is, and what I rated it. That's what this wrap up is about. So the first book I listened to, this was I think one of the first audiobooks I ever listened to, was Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. That was the first book ever that I read, listened to in 2025. Okay, I finished it in 2025. Lights Out, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was not bad. It was actually really good. Okay, listen. The reason why I didn't give it a 4-star was because sometimes it made me cringe. I'll be so honest, I'm not a big fan of that type of romance, okay? I'm more into fluffy romance. Lights Out was totally out of my comfort zone, but I was people keep talking about how funny it is, and I was okay, let's get into it. So I listened to the audiobook. It was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. I had a great time. I loved the characters. Josh and I forgot the girl's name, guys. I don't remember books. I have the memory of a goldfish, okay? Memory of a goldfish. But I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I listened to it. Good book. It was a good book. I recommend it. I think it's a lighter version of those romances. It feels lighter, okay, compared to other books that people read, other booktubers, that's light, okay? So I would suggest, if you're going to dive into those romances, start with Lights Out, because Lights Out was really good. I enjoyed it. The audiobook, I wanted to listen to the audiobook. People were talking about the book, talking about how the audiobook was so good. I was fired up. I was let's read this book. Let's listen to it, because people are talking about it. And I wanted to jump in. The second book I read is The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry. I rated it 3.75 stars out of 5. I first heard this book, I think I was watching a video and they were talking about books that men would like to read, and they were like including Red Rising, like if men want to get into books, and then they recommended this, and I was like, okay, and then I completely forgot about that video, and then I found this at a, like, I think I found this at Half Price Books, and I was like, this looks super familiar and it looks interesting, why don't we buy it? And I did. It was actually good. 3.75. 3 means I like it. Some people have the rating of 3 means I don't like it. For me, 3 means I like it, okay? 3.75. The story was so, like, cute, yet confusing, yet, like, just, it was cute, okay? This book is really short. I read it physically, okay? There was just, this book is about a book shop owner. Okay, his wife died. He's all grumpy about it. He lives in this small town. Everybody like pretty much knows each other. It's cute. Okay, they live in like this sort of island or something. This girl from the mainland, she like tries to sell him books, I think, to get them in his bookstore. I think that's what she's doing, and he's rude. Okay, he's rude, but then something of his gets stolen. It's really important to him. It is expensive. It's like limited edition. It gets stolen, okay? His life is going crazy. Then suddenly there's a baby on his doorstep. There's a baby on his doorstep. There's a baby on his doorstep. He's like, what am I doing? Whose baby is this? I'm gonna go to the police and like, whose baby is this? And then he's raising the baby. He adopts it. Because, like, oh my gosh, the book was so cute. He raises a baby. And it was so cute, okay? I love this book. Like, I love it, but I don't love it. I like it because I also forgot a lot about it, and like my brain is trying to like stack up things that I remember, but this plot was like so cute, and I think it took me a while to get into. Yeah, it took me a while to read. It's okay. But yes, this was the second book I read. This was really cute, and I definitely recommend it. But also some people might not like it. I have heard that other YouTubers kind of found this boring. Okay. People have different tastes. I found it entertaining. I fairly liked it, so that's good. Next book, like I said, I read some books for school. The next book I read was not on my list. Was not even close to being on my list. I read Animal Farm. I don't have a cover for this. I don't know where the dust jacket went. I'm gonna drop that and put picture up there because you can't see a hardcover. I read Animal Farm by George Orwell. It was for school. It was a school assignment. I didn't hate it. I do include the school books that I read on here because if I'm going to waste my time to read a book and put down other books to read it, it's going on my list. I read this book. It's going on that list. So yes, I rated it a 3-star out of 5. I have rated a lot of books 3-star since the beginning of the year. Okay, I rated it 3 stars. It was a good book. I was confused. It was a school book. That's pretty much all I'm gonna say. If you guys don't know what Animal Farm is, I don't want to waste my time telling you, but I might as well. It's a book about farm animals that take over a farm and want communism. Like, I don't really know. Guys, the book was confusing. I gave it a 3-star, which means I liked it, okay? Because it was entertaining, at least enough for me, which I give it credit, okay? I give it credit because it entertained me. Maybe not in the best way, but it entertained me, okay? And I put down other books to read Animal Farm because sometimes I can't read 2 books at once. And then sometimes I'm on a roll and I'm reading 4 books at once. That was not a book that I read multiple books at once. That was just me focused. And also it was for school, so I had to like find quotes and stuff. So I'm like, it was not a bad book. So I kind of found it entertaining. So Animal Farm, 3-star. It was fine. I wouldn't say I recommend it, but like I've been trying to get into like older books. I literally have 1984 right here by George Orwell because I expect to read that eventually. I don't know when, but eventually. Next, this is really disappointing. I read The Wedding Date by, I'm going to pronounce names so wrong. I'm just gonna say Jasmine. I would love to say your last name, but I don't like mispronouncing people's names because people mispronounce my name and I'm not a fan of it. Okay, I won't get on to people about it. but I'm not a fan. So Jasmine, I read The Wedding Date, okay? This book was cute in the beginning. I had a great time, okay? It's about a girl going to, I did not like this book, if you couldn't tell. So she's going to a wedding, okay? And she doesn't have a date, okay? That, because it's called The Wedding Date. She doesn't have a date. So then she meets this guy in an elevator, and they hit it off. And then she's like, you should come to this wedding with me. Was it her or was it him? Oh, I think it's his friend. Okay, it's his ex's wedding, I'm pretty sure. Guys, I told you I don't remember this stuff. It's his ex's wedding. He doesn't have a date. He meets her in the elevator. They hit it off. They're talking about cheese. It was super cute in the beginning. I hate this book. I actually gave it a 2.75, which is really close to a 3. But that's because I enjoyed the beginning of it. I didn't like the rest. After the beginning, after they went to the wedding, I didn't care anymore. Like, it was just straight, like, they lived in different states, so it was like a long distance relationship. There was no chemistry. Like, they hit it off in the elevator. Maybe that's just me, but that's it. It should have stayed in the elevator or after that wedding. Like, they should not have been together. It was a cute book, okay? He needed a date. He found one. They found each other. I didn't like the book. 2.75. I probably need to push it down to a 2. But I did not like this book. Mainly because I feel like it was meant to be a slow burn, but then as soon as they were into each other, it was like, you know, I didn't like this book, okay? I didn't like it at all. Yeah, I didn't like it at all. Her name was Alexa. His name is Drew. I didn't like this book. You can read it. I didn't. I know some people did. I don't like it. That's what I have to say. I didn't like that. I hated that book. 2.75. I don't even know how many books I've done so far. Wait, hold up. 5th book of the year. We have our 5th book of the year. So this is Good Girl, Bad Blood. Okay, when I first got A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I got that book from Book Talk, okay? I like signed up for this thing and then someone got it for me. By the way, I appreciate that. Whoever was out there and gave me A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I appreciate that. I love that book, okay? This book. Okay, I gave it a 3.75 out of 5. Can we just say that I was not having a good start of my year? I mean, I was having a slightly good start, but nothing was a 4-star, nothing was a 5-star. And towards the end of the year, or towards the end of the half of the year, I'm starting to enjoy more books, okay? 3.75. This book was good. It was good. It was good for the moment. I wanted to read it after I have read, because I read in 2024, I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe 2023, I have no idea. But I loved that book. And I was like, I need to pick up this because my friends are telling me to read it. It was chunkier than expected. I also watched the show, the first season. It was fine. Not as good as the book. But I think I might like the other seasons better than the books, okay? I hate to say that, okay? I gave this a 3.75. I genuinely liked this book. It was a close 4-star, which is, like, surprising. It's a close 4-star. I cried. That's what I said here. I cried and I'm obsessed, and that is all I can say. That is what I said in my review on Goodreads, is that I cried. Yeah, I cried. This was a good book, okay? People love this series. They hype it up so much. And I was in the mood for a thriller. I wanted to bounce out of the romance, and I was like, let's just dive in, like, dystopian. I just want to dive in to, like, a different genre, and I did. I dived into this. Great book. It's about Pip Fitzmoby after the first book. After her figuring out the Andy Bell case, this is her after that, and she's figuring out another case. Yes, I don't want to say anything to spoil it, because this book, you kind of have to read the first book to read this one. You can't really pick this up like a standalone. This is not a standalone series, so read the first book and then you'll understand this book. But she's solving another case after she solved the Andy Bell case. Pip is a high school teenager, okay? She's solving cases, okay? Cold cases. Girl, what are you doing? Sometimes I would read the book and I was just like, I could do that. No, I couldn't. I would die. I would be one of the victims in this series. I wouldn't even make it. I would be the people that people would be mourning for. I would not be like Pip here. I can't solve cases. I was like, I could do that. No, no one couldn't. 3.75. Good book. Definitely read it, actually. This book, fantasy. I wanted to get out of the real life, okay? I read Carabelle, okay? This was a buddy read, actually. I read this with one of my friends. She was reading an ebook, and I read it physical. I gave it a 3-star. Again, I liked it, okay? I've been liking a lot of books. I have not been loving them lately. I gave this a 3-star because this was my opinion. This is what I told my friend after we buddy read this book. Buddy read this book. I told her that it was a good book. It was like good to like just get yourself into the world. Like it was entertaining enough, but I didn't love it. People are obsessed with this series and this book didn't give me that. Like I liked the romance in this. I liked like the plot. It's about this girl whose sister gets I don't really know, whose sister gets taken and she's going into this is it a carnival? I don't know. It's this game. It's these games. It's a series of games and they have to like live through it in the world. Okay, and she meets this guy who has to go with her. This book was good. Okay, I liked the romance. I liked the plot. It was entertaining enough. Some of the stuff was like by the way, it's YA, so, but it was still like, oh, yeah, I gave it a 3-star because the ending was kind of disappointing. It was just a disappointing book overall. Like, I enjoyed it, and I would probably read it again, because I am a huge rereader. I love to reread books. I'm going through that stage right now. This book was good, but a 3-star. Okay? It was good. It was not my favorite. I'm probably gonna continue the series. This is what I told myself, is I probably won't pick up the other books until I want to do The Ballad of Never After. I think that's the next thing because people are saying read this first. And when I want to start The Ballad of Never After, I will continue reading the series. I bought Legendary already. I don't know when I'm going to read that. But when I want to get to The Ballad of Never After, I will continue reading the series. But I'm just like not going to continue it right now because I'm not entertained. It was a good book. Also, I hate her sister. What's the girl's name? Scarlett? I hate her sister. What is her name? Donatella. I hate her. And I heard she's in the other book, so like I don't care. But we're just gonna read it and we're gonna see how it goes. Again, gave this a 3-star, read it physically. It's about a girl that goes into games, I'm pretty sure. Just go into it blind, okay? You might like it more than I did. You can read it. I definitely recommend. Did I say I didn't recommend The Wedding Day? I don't recommend that, by the way. You can read it, but I don't recommend. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. We read As Good as Dead after Carabelle, after me buddy reading that with my friend. I read this because me and my friends were telling me, hey, you have to read this book. And I was like, okay, I will read As Good as Dead. I hated this book. I actually didn't like it. I know that is such a strong opinion because when I told my friend, she's like, I can't trust your book taste anymore. Like, I hate your opinion. Like, you cannot hate this book. What did I give it? I gave it a 2.75. I have to drop these books to 2. Like, that and The Wedding Day, why did I give this a 2.75? It should be a 2. My friend does not like me because of my opinion about this book. I could not get through this. It was too traumatizing for my taste. The books started off like, oh, cold case, okay. Second one, oh, something bad happened. It's a sequel. It's interesting. This book is trauma. This book is like violent, and you're just sitting here and you're like, slow down, Whiplash, okay? This is about Pippa Fitzmoby again. And I'm not going to share anything that happens because that will be spoiling the other 2 books. I would just want you guys to know I read this physically. I gave it a 2.75. It should probably be dropped to a 2. I should probably drop all my 2.75s to a 2 because after my brain is thinking this, no, I did not like this book. You guys may hate me for that. It may be a controversial opinion, but this book was too much trauma for me to take. And I couldn't sit through it. I genuinely couldn't sit through it. Like, who could sit through this book? I was just reading this and I was flabbergasted the entire time. Like, I was just jaw-dropped. And my heart couldn't take it, especially the ending. What do you mean? If you guys have read this book, you know what I mean. What do you mean? What happened there? Between what happened? I'm okay. This book was disappointing. I'm shocked. I should give it a 2-star. I give it a 2.75 because I clearly remember it, sort of, and I clearly enjoyed it a little bit because I was shocked, but that doesn't mean I liked it. No, I actually did not like this book. Controversial opinion. I'm so sorry. You guys may not like my book taste after this, like my friend said, but I did not like this book very much. So if I were to say read the first 2 books and then don't read this one, what's the point? What's the point? That's what I would say. You can read this if you want to. I wish I didn't. After that trauma, I literally made a video. This was my first reading vlog because I said I was going to finish that book and we were going to get out of the trauma route. I read this for a reading vlog. Better than the movies. Okay? This is when I started to fall in love with these books. Like, this is when I started getting more into the 4-star area, and I was just like, we got this. We're rolling with it. This was such a good book, especially after As Good as Dead, which was trauma. It was just immediate trauma. That entire book was horrible. So I read this, and I had a great time. I read it for a reading vlog. It was cute. It was fluffy. Guys, this is my type of book. I love fluff. I love Liz. I love Wes. I'm so ready to read Nothing Like the Movies. I'm waiting till the paperback comes out, which apparently isn't until September 12th. I'm pretty sure. Thanks, Lynn Painter. This book was fire. After trauma, romance books are the way to go. I'm a mood reader, guys. I know after I read trauma, you cannot read another trauma book. It is not going to end well for you. So I read this. I give it a 4-star. I loved this book. Loved this book. It is about a girl. Also, I read it physically. Go watch my reading vlog. I read this and I read Binding and Keeping 13. Go read that. Go watch that. That's really entertaining. It went into a chill vlog. I was like trying to be cute and like be chill, and you guys would watch me drink my matcha while I read, and then it just went into full chaos and I was crying and I was dying and I didn't even know what I was doing. That's why you don't read Fluffy and then Binding 13 and Keeping 13 after. That's not how it works. You want a cute reading vlog, you don't read Boys of Tommen, okay? But I loved this book, okay? This book was great. It was cute, it was fluffy. After As Good as Dead, chef's kiss, okay? It is about a girl named Liz, okay? She's really into this boy, okay? I think he came back after being gone for a while, and she was like, he's my dream man. Like, he is gonna be like my love, like the movies, because she's a huge movie romance geek. Love her, okay? So then maybe she asks her neighbor, who she's fighting over a parking spot with, to help her, like, get close to this guy because they're sort of friends, and that's what he does. And let's just say there's a lot going on, okay? So maybe that neighbor that she doesn't like very much, that she's fighting with, is gonna take the spot of the boy she likes, you know? Maybe, just maybe. It was a really cute book. It gave rom-com. It was adorable. It's cute. It's YA. First kisses. The first kiss in YA. Sometimes they are just, oh, they hit. It's like tension. I have goosebumps. I have literal goosebumps. This book was so good. Chef's Kiss, 4-star. Read it physically. Loved it. After trauma, beautiful. I read another school book, The Alchemist, by Paulo Coelho. I'm pretty sure I did not pronounce that right. No. I gave that a 2.5 star. I'm not going to spend my time talking about this book because, again, this is a school book. We don't care about the school books here. If you like The Alchemist, that's great. That's great. You can read The Alchemist. It's fine. It's about a guy or a kid, boy, goes on an adventure to go find his calling. I forgot what it was called. Literally, I don't care. It was entertaining enough. Again, these books at school are entertaining enough, but if I wasn't forced to read them, it would probably be more entertaining, but I probably would never pick them up if I wasn't forced to. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Again, don't care, it's a school book. A guy travels around the desert. That's what you gotta know. It was an entertaining book, okay? It was entertaining. You want to read it? Go ahead. I found it entertaining, but I gave it a 2.5 star. But we're moving on from that because it's a school book, and I don't want to waste my time talking about school books. Though I will waste time talking about this. Again, this was in a reading vlog. I might up this to 5 stars. I gave it a 4 out of 5 star. I might up this to 5 star because the amount of times that my music will play and a song comes on and immediately reminds me of Johnny and Shannon and I'll start crying. It has happened since I read this book. When did I read this book? between April and a little bit of June. There is a song called Daughters by John Mayer, I'm pretty sure. Guts my heart out. Guts my heart out. This in Keeping 13. Johnny and Shannon, I love you. Okay, I gave this a 4 star out of 5 stars. I read it physically. It's about a girl who has some problems, okay? She has some trauma. She was bullied in school. If you watch my reading vlog, after I read Better Than the Movies and I picked this up, the first 4 pages, I was yapping about how this was already so traumatic, and I just read 4 pages. Yeah, this book was good, okay? Johnny and Shannon are literally my life. This book, I don't know if it ends off on a sort of cliffhanger, and I'm obsessed with this series. I have only read the first 2 books. I was just watching a video from Larry. If you guys don't know Larry Reads, who are you watching? Go watch Larry Reads, because that is my girl over there. Larry Reads, she was talking about, if you have not read Binding 13, if you have not read Tom and the Boys of Tom and series, get to it. And I was like, okay, I'm down. I'm doing it. On my way. Yes, ma'am. Yes, queen. I got you. I did. Trauma, okay? So I gave this a 4 star. Now, the only reason why I'm moving on so quickly from this is because I would like to talk about this. I'm pretty sure, actually, no, I did not okay, we're just gonna talk about this, and then we'll talk about the book that I read in between. We're gonna talk about this first, before I talk about what I read in between Binding and Keeping 13, okay? I rated this a 5 star. Keeping 13, I read it physically. It's a chunky book. It's floppy. That's for sure. It is, again, about Johnny and Shannon. If you guys, I did not even tell you, Johnny is the captain of a rugby team, okay? His jersey number is 13. He meets this girl who's traumatized, okay? He kind of hits her in the head with a rugby ball, and that's how the meet cute starts. But in the first book, they, get to know each other, but they're, so shy. It's slow burn. She's so shy, and they're, so shy to fall in love with each other because he doesn't want to fall in love with anybody. He wants to focus on rugby. This one is 10 times worse, okay? He wants to focus on rugby, but he is down bad. You can see it in Binding 13. He is down bad for Shannon. He is down bad for Shannon. He can't pick. He's like, should I keep going with rugby? Literally, the worst thing happens in here. Okay? He suffers something. You'll figure it out in the first book. And he goes through something again in this book. And let's just say, this is a sad book. This made me depressed. Because of Shannon's family. Let me just tell you, when you get out of Binding 13 and you jump into this book, you're gonna realize why people are, torn up. I literally have, again, goosebumps about talking about these books. This book was trauma. Literally, I don't want to say anything about these books because they're that much trauma. I said I gave it a 5 star. Yes, I gave this a 5 star. Again, when I listen to music about Johnny and Shannon, I'm bawling my eyes out. Literally. The Fray will come on. You Found Me. I literally talk about this. You Found Me by The Fray. Iris by Goo Goo Dolls. Literally, The Fray and the Goo Goo Dolls. Johnny and Shannon. I literally just abused this book because I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. 5 star. The other one was 4 stars. Probably might move it to 5 stars again because I love the Boys of Tom and series and I already have the other books waiting for me. It's just too much trauma, okay? I don't want to talk about those books that much, okay? But now we're gonna move on to the book. I literally skipped over this because I want to talk about Keeping 13. This book is called The Dread Descendant. I read this on my Kindle. It took me some time to get through, but let me just tell you, I'm obsessed. I love Harry Potter, okay? I love Harry Potter. Haven't read it, watched the movies. I became a Harry Potter, obsessor in, 2022 to 2023, and I kind of got out of that when I started reading books. Love Harry Potter. Love Draco Malfoy. Love all the other fan casts that people are doing. I'm literally obsessed. I still get Harry Potter stuff on my YouTube and Instagram all the time, okay? You will start scrolling and you will just see, Harry Potter, girl, get out. This is like Harry Potter, okay? This is like Harry Potter, and this is what hooked me. I was on Instagram, I was scrolling, and I found this book on Instagram, okay? This author girl, what is her name? Lauren. I literally messaged her on Instagram telling her that I loved her book, okay? I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. She told me on Instagram, not me specifically, she made a video, that her main character is a mix between Tom Riddle from Harry Potter and Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars. And I was like, geek nerd freak out. Literally, I'm crying, I'm dying, I'm obsessed, I'm throwing up. I read the book. This man, Malachite Pure, I love him. Mal is my favorite. Mal is my favorite. Oh my gosh. Mal will never compare. Never compare. He will never compare. He is literally the best. Tom Riddle, yes he is. Anakin Skywalker, just a little bit. But Tom Riddle, he is like, I swoon for this man. I swoon for Mal, okay? This book was so good. Again, I read it on Kindle, okay? The Dread Descendant. I recommend it. 100% recommend it. Like I recommend the Boys of Diamond series. I recommend it. I recommend it. The Dread Descendant is so good, okay? It is like Harry Potter, okay? But like crazy, okay? Some people don't like it maybe because it's a lot like Harry Potter. I just enjoy it because of that. Because when I was younger, or when I was more obsessed with Harry Potter, I read fan fiction. So that was pretty much like, I was just diving right back into fan fiction, but like 10 times better. Okay, so The Dread Descendant is about this girl. Hold up. I literally love these characters and I'm forgetting her name. Hold up. I feel so disappointed in myself. I feel so disappointed. I forgot her name. What is her name? Maeve Sinclair. And then you have Malachite Pure. Okay? Maeve is like daughter of, I don't really know what to call him. Like almost a, okay. Her dad is rich. He kind of works with like the government. Okay? Sort of. She's popular around school. She's like got some magic in her. She's really special in some sort of way, okay? It's like Chosen One, Harry Potter here. But then she gets to know Malachite Pure some more. Like they're kind of rivals, sort of. This is like dark academia romantasy like Harry Potter. She is like, think Harry Potter fan fiction. She is YN, and then you have Malachite Pure, who is Tom Riddle. Guys, I love this book. Okay, so Maeve, she starts like practicing her magic because she has this magic harnessing inside of her that she can feel because she can go into people's minds. It's so cool. And Mal, he teaches her how to use this magic. He teaches her how to harness this because he's the most powerful person ever. But he's like a half-blood, okay? But he starts off like, okay, he's cute. Then you get to know the lore. This man is so fine. This book is so crazy. This book is so crazy. Literally, it's like rivals, like they're teaching each other, they're like tutoring each other, they're super cute. Then it goes into the deep stuff where there's war and there's like drama, there's romance. Guys, I'm so excited to read the second book. I love this book. What did I say? I gave it again? Guys, I'm so busy rambling about The Dread Descendant. Read it. I read it on Kindle. It's a fire book. This man, the main character, and the female main character, she's badass, okay? She is badass. Again, I gave it a 4.5. I literally told the author that I loved this book. I love you. I hope you know that. I want all of your arcs. I want more books like this because you are so good at writing main characters. Like, what do you mean? Mal. He's so good, okay? I should probably move on. Now we have a book. Okay, I'm counting this, okay? I'm counting my DNF, okay? This is kind of a soft DNF, but I DNF'd it. It is Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. Okay, let me explain. I DNF'd it because I bought the audiobook, okay? The reason why is I wanted the audiobook because I loved the beginning of the book. I would go on Audible and I would just listen to the beginning of the audiobook as a preview. He's talking about how she's trying to film a bear. It's so funny. Okay, I picked it up. I loved the kids in the book. I did not finish it, mainly because I could not finish it, also because I cringed. Okay, it is not duet narration, which means there's two people, but he speaks her parts and his part in his chapters, and she speaks his parts in his chapters. I cringed immediately. Like, no. It didn't take me out of the book. Like, some people say that it takes you out of the book and like pulls you away from the world. for me, it was just that I did not like it. Like, he would be talking, and he would be having a girly voice, like, I can't believe I got hit in the head with a basketball, and he's a man, and then you're just cringing, and you're just like, this is like, she did not get hit in the head with a basketball. I'm pretty sure I'm thinking about something else. My brain is like, Kaputski, I DNF'd it, okay? I DNF'd at 38%. It's a bit cringy. I will probably pick it up again, maybe, because I liked, what was it? Wild Love, which was the first book, and then there's Wild Side, and then I don't know, the other books are coming out. I could not get through the second book. I DNF'd it, and I'm so sorry. Again, it was audiobook. I thought it was funny in the beginning, and then I kind of got cringed, especially with her parrot. Oh my gosh, that parrot was so stupid. Okay, what Wild Eyes is about, it's about like the superstar singer who comes into the small town. If you read the first book, there's I think it's Rosie and Ford. They live in like this small town. She comes, she falls in love. It's brother's best friend. So this is about the brother. He falls in love with her, and this is I'm pretty sure this series is an entirely single dad series. Okay, he has 2 kids. He's divorced, and his name is Weston Belmont. His name is Wes. Okay. I love Weston Belmont. Wes, you're great. You're great. It's her. I don't like the female main character. Maybe because she is a pop star and I found her kind of prickly-ish. I don't know if that's a word. I found her prickly. I didn't like it. Okay? She was trying too hard to be unique. And I don't know. Maybe it gave me the ick a little bit. I didn't like it. Okay? But that's fine. Yeah, so I DNF'd it, didn't give it a rating, but we're gonna move on because I keep yapping about books, and I'm pretty sure I'm not even talking about these books properly. I'm probably not yapping enough about what they're about. I'll try this time, okay? Next, I did tell you guys I have been really into rereading books lately. I reread the Powerless trilogy because Fearless came out. Yep. This is about a girl who is powerless. I hate explaining this book because it's about a girl who's powerless. She doesn't have powers in a world full of powerful people. They all have powers. She's an ordinary, and there's elites, the people with powers. She gets pulled into these trials after saving one of the princes that there are, and then in these games, it's like the Hunger Games trials. She has to go through these trials, but she has no powers, and she has to lie about having powers because if she doesn't, she'll get killed. So she falls in love with one of the brothers, but there's another brother that kind of likes her, so sort of love triangle. It's weird, okay, especially if you read on in the series. Then she betrays them. It's a book. Yeah, I was always a 4.5, and I edited my Reckless one because I think I also gave it that, and then I moved it down. I love Kit. That's all I'm gonna say. I read that physically. I also read this one physically, which is the second book. It's just going on. Reread it. I changed mine. I think it was before 4.5. I changed it to a 3.5. It was a great sequel. I actually did like this book. A lot of people didn't. They felt like it was a filler book. They didn't like it. It's kind of just going off of the first book. She betrays the kingdom once they figure out she doesn't have powers and she's on the run, and the prince that she fell in love with that kind of hates her now because she betrayed them is after her. And then the other brother that she also liked, that's now the king, he was the heir, he has to face through his dad's death. So yes, and then that comes along. You have this 3.5. I literally hate this next one. I read this one after. I give this a 4.75. It was a close 5-star. It's because it made me depressed. Okay, I went into a state of depression after I read this book, mainly because something bad happened and I didn't like it very much. I have a reading vlog for this. You can go watch that. I have thoughts on there. I have spoilers that you can skip. And there's not that many spoilers, so if you haven't read this book, that's fine. I gave it a 4.75. I read it physically. Obviously, I annotated it a lot. It is technically about the same thing. The girl without powers, except there's a huge plot change going on that will spoil the series if I tell you what happened. But it's crazy. This book was a lot for me. I can't really talk about it that much because I will also cry about this book. Well, I was currently just on a camping trip. I was listening to music, and one of the songs, I think it's called We Hug Now, I think by Sydney Rose. I really hope that's her name. But We Hug Now, and every time I listen to that song, it reminds me of one of the characters, and I just start bawling my eyes out. But yes, this book was extremely painful. It sent me into a state of depression. It's very chunky. I liked it 4.75. I read it physically. I can't really tell you guys anything about it because it spoils the other books, but Lauren Roberts, I hate you, and you're coming out with another novella. Yeah. So in between Reckless and Fearless, I've kind of been skipping the books I've been going in between. I did not rate this book. Okay, it is called Undenied, a Rockstar Sweet Romance. I read it on Kindle. It was really short. I was on a vacation, not the one I was just talking about, the camping trip, but while I was reading Fearless, I went on vacation. I downloaded this book. It is like 77 pages, and the chapters are like really long. There's like 4 chapters. I read it. It is the shortest, smallest romance. It's barely even a book, okay? I read it to just give myself a change of pace, to like, and I finished it after I finished Fearless to like hopefully not get myself into a reading slump so I could just finish the book. It was a cute book. I said it was a good book. I didn't rate it because it was short and I finished Fearless, so you usually cannot rate books after you just traumatize yourself because every book is gonna suck after that. This book was actually fairly good. Undenied. There's another book. The book is super short. It's just about a girl who goes to this band with her friend, and she meets the lead singer and they hang out, and I literally could spoil the whole thing because it's so short, but like it doesn't really matter because this book is super short and I didn't rate it. 77 pages is not a lot. It was literally like nothing. The book had no plot, pretty much. Again, I was going through a rereading. I'm still going through a rereading phase. I'm about to reread the entire Shatter Me series to watch Me, and I will probably be rereading more books. There's somewhere I might reread the Cruel Prince series, but I am on a rereading, like, oh, I've disappeared. Okay, I've been on a rereading crunch. So I reread When in Rome by Sarah Adams. I'm just gonna let you guys know that all these last 3 books I'm gonna talk about, including this one, is all 5-star. This is just, I went on a rereading crunch. When in Rome, it is about a pop star, again, pop star, who goes to a small town in Rome, Kentucky because she's obsessed with Audrey Hepburn movies, like I am. I love Audrey Hepburn now because of these books. But she goes to Rome, Kentucky, and her car breaks down in front of this house in the middle of nowhere. And his name is Noah. That's his house. And he owns a pie shop. And he kind of has to live with a celebrity who's trying to get away from her cramped space and crazy mind because she has to deal with a lot of stuff. And she drops out she drops into a middle of a small town and she finds a little pie guy, okay? It was really cute, okay? I think I gave it a 4-star when I first read it, and I reread it and I decided to tab it while I was rereading it. 5-star. I had to reread and give it 5-star because I love Sarah Adams. She's my favorite author. If you didn't know, I've said this obsessively. She's my favorite author. I am obsessed with her. I read this book, gave it 5-star, fixed it to 5-star. Then I reread Practice Makes Perfect. This is Annie Walker. She falls in love with the pop star's bodyguard. Yep, she does. It's kind of like a teach date, like he's teaching her how to like date because she's kind of socially awkward. She's trying to learn how to be herself. Really cute book. I also annotated it when I reread it. 5-star. Read it physically. Then, I have not read this yet. This was not a reread. Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. Again, I was going through Sarah Adams crunch, okay? This was the last book I finished on July 2nd. I gave it 5-star. Absolutely obsessed. I love this book. It is about, again, this goes through all the Walker sisters, like, series. It's like Noah Walker, Annie Walker, Emily Walker, and then there's another one coming out, Madison Walker. I read this one, absolutely obsessed. I knew it was a 5-star as soon as I picked it up, maybe because the series was so good. I also annotated this. This book was so good. This was so good. I relate to every single one of the sisters in this standalone series because there's at least one thing, there's sometimes more. One thing I can relate with all the women in Sarah Adams books, especially the Walker sisters. And Amelia Rose became a Walker sister, so she counts in there, okay? But let's just say, like, I'll be so honest, this book was so good. It is, nemesis, like, enemies to lovers, sort of, like, rivals to lovers, in a book. Okay, they're both teachers. She's kind of like a perfectionist. She wants things her way. She's really caring. She cares about everybody and sometimes neglects herself like that. She's a perfectionist. She doesn't find emotional connections because she's scared that she's gonna lose everyone in her life. And then you have this man, Jackson Bennett. Jack, I love you. You, Malachite Pure, who else do I have here? Kai Azar. Literally, these men are great. Jack is one of my favorites. Will Griffin and Jackson Bennett and Noah Walker, triple threat. Oh my gosh. He is so fine. Yes, I gave this book a 5-star because I love Sarah Adams. She's my queen. Obsessed with her. And she dropped another good one. I'm so happy. I gave this a 5-star, read it physically. That is actually all my books for half the year. I will probably cut this video into half. Like the next video, I'll do like half of the next year. We'll see what happens here, because I have a lot of books I'm going to read, and this was kind of a mouthful. But yes, I read a lot of books physically. I think I read 2 books that were audiobook, 1 I DNF'd, and then I read like 3 books on Kindle, maybe, I think. We've got a lot. We're halfway through my reading goal, so we're gonna hopefully get to that. I may have controversial opinions about some books, specifically As Good as Dead or The Wedding Date or stuff like that, but I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, because that was my half-year wrap-up. I kind of hope you enjoyed it. Can't wait to put all my books back on my shelf, and I'll see you guys next video, maybe. Comment if you guys would like to see anything below. Don't forget to like, because it helps my channel grow, and it helps the YouTube algorithm know that people like my videos, and if you don't like them, I'm super sorry. Yes, those were my books. If you would like to rewatch it because I yapped so much and you want to know what I read, you don't have to. Go look at my Goodreads. Go look at my Fable. I just have that account up now. Love Fable because I got a reading streak. But yes, I'm just yapping. Like, subscribe, comment, do all that jazz. Read Sarah Adams. Read Lauren Roberts, unfortunately. I can't believe I'm telling you that. Listen to Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. Literally just do what you want. That's all.